Starting us off in number 5, we have the New England Patriots. They did have a win this week, moving into like 9-1 on the season, but it was a close win against kind of a shitty Eagles team. Tom Brady did not throw for a single touchdown. The only touchdown that the Patriots had in the air was from Julian Edelman on a trick play. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was a nice play. It was kind of a little FU, I feel like, to Philly.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Philly special in the Super Bowl. Then the Patriots come out and throw their own trick play. Unlike the Super Bowl though, where they had Tom Brady trying to catch a pass and totally fucking whiff, they actually threw it to a receiver this time, so it actually worked. Good for them. Bill
Much
Belichick
better
learned.
call.
It's kind of a disappointing Eagles team right now. Yeah, Carson Wentz not doing much. Nelson Aguilar dropped a potential game-tying pass in the last minute of the
uh,
game.
Huge. I could not believe, like, watching that play over,
Uh huh.
Carson Wentz had no business putting that ball where he dropped it.
Yeah.
My God, he was getting pressured right in his face. Guy was coming right at him. Kind of hits his arm almost, it seemed like, when he let
Mm-hmm.
it go.
It was
Still
close.
drops a dime in the breadbasket, and it hits Aguilar right there, both hands. Can't come up with it. And it's just like, man, you got to come up with that for your quarterback. You got to make that play.
Right? Carson Wentz couldn't have put in any better of a spot, but I mean, I guess he could have. He could have just not thrown it anywhere near Nelson Aguilar. Imagine trusting him with the game on the line. Sweet shit, dude. He sucks. He's not good. And there's no way that he should still be on the Eagles, at least after this season. That's what I'm saying, man.
I'm kind of biased. I'm a USC fan, and he really was the shit at USC. So I always hold out
Really?
hope
You're
for
a
Aguilar.
USC fan?
Yeah, kind of mild though, because I'm not super uh, kept up with NCAA.
I was
But
just going to say you didn't go to college.
yeah, I didn't go to USC. My brother-in-law was a USC fan growing up. I went to Sac State, you know that.
Uh,
So
yeah, I say you didn't go to real college. It's just Sac State, dog. That's like D1
where
AA.
you go?
Weak.
Where you go? Potato
The
University.
Boise State University. Thank you very much. At least we have a football team that's in the top 20. Mm.
Nice.
What's your conference? The
We're in
Big
the top.
Sky?
We're in the top five.
Ugh. Yikes.
We're in the top five. It's all good.
Moving on to number 4. They dropped because it's the San Francisco 49ers. It's nothing that it was kind of a closer game than it needed to be this week for them. Uh, but honestly, the Seahawks game was concerning. Then their game this week against the Cardinals was a little concerning. Their defense really very good. They gave a 26 to the Cardinals. But the biggest thing is, that I'm worried about with the Niners is their turnovers. They're turning the ball over like 3 times a game. And there's no way in hell that you're going to keep on winning games like that, especially when they come to this rough stretch of games here and actually really soon, within a couple weeks. Might be next week. Yeah, starts next week as they take on the Packers on Sunday Night Football, as that game was just flexed last week to Sunday night. And then another thing, though, is that I think Jimmy Garoppolo is holding the Niners back. What do you think?
Really, after a 424-yard performance with 4 touchdowns, 34 and 45 overall.
Against a dog shit Cardinals team? What do you do against the Seahawks, though? When you
He's
actually
played
play
all
the
right.
real
I feel like
defense.
this season. I think
It's
he's
a,
played all right.
he puts up stats, but like I think it was more noticeable in the Monday night game last week in against Seattle. It looks like he just doesn't have the clutch gene. It looks like when the game's on the line and he needs to come up with this game-winning drive, I don't think he can do it.
I don't know about that. He's got a really good win-loss record. I'd still put quite a lot of bit of faith in him.
Okay.
I mean, he really has yet to have that alpha kind of stand out in his offense.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's still trying to figure out who he can trust.
Mm.
Debo Samuel had a big game this week. That's good for him.
Yep.
Um, Emmanuel Sanders is still getting, kind of acclimated to their offense. I think the more that he plays, hopefully he can stay,
healthy.
off the yeah, off the bench.
Yeah, but when he's in
But
the game, E-Man is an easy wide receiver one with the 49ers. That was a good trade for
I thought,
both sides, actually.
yeah, I thought really the main struggle with the Niners this game was just their rushing. I mean, Tevin Coleman had 12 carries for 14 yards. Mostert had 6 carries for 13 yards.
Mm,
That's an average of 1.2 yards and
yep,
2.2 yards respectively.
yep,
That's horrible. I mean, them not having Breida kind of hurt them a little bit.
yep.
But even with Breida, I don't think Breida's anything. He's not on the level of a you know top tier running
I
back.
mean,
He's
he's
just
good,
another
but
good
he's not
good
the
running
top.
back.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I know about Tevin Coleman because he absolutely bent me over and fucked me in fantasy this last week. Appreciate it, Telvin. You're the man.
I really just say the O line and the running game need to improve, and
Is that what the
that's
Niners will be
really
drafting next year, 2020? O line and running
uh,
backs,
potentially either that
maybe wide
or
receiver.
a receiver. Well, I mean, I don't know because they've spent a lot of capital on receiver too, though.
Hey, if you get E-Man like a rookie to work with, I think that might be the way to go. Second or third rounder.
Everyone keeps saying this is a really deep class,
Yep.
especially for receiver. So I
Yeah,
mean, they
that's a
could
little bit
potentially
away.
get
We
a
call it talking
starter
about
out
that a little
there in the
more in the
later round.
future, right?
Yeah,
All right, but moving on from the Niners, the team that is jumped them is the New Orleans Saints. They got back onto the way after losing to Atlanta. They went and beat up on the Buccaneers. They won 34-17. Yeah, Drew Brees looking like his usual self. But what really helped the offense out this week was Alvin Kamara being back, and they not only being back, but they had a heavy, heavy dose of Alvin Kamara throughout this game, and that really helped out the offense. Just feeding him either on run plays or on short passes, swing routes, screens. That really helped keep the defense on their the Buccaneers defense on their toes. You catch that game?
yeah. I picked up Jared Cook on waiver wire.
Ooh,
Just an
nice,
FYI, too. That was a pretty decent pickup.
nice.
I picked him up in one league this week, and then I
Mm-hmm.
also the week before I picked up Kyle Rudolph in 2 leagues.
Ooh, Kyle Rudolph was clutch. I wish that I was able
That's
to pick
been
him
paying
up.
off big.
Yeah, we'll
They've
get
been
to
putting up
Kyle
some good
Rudolph
numbers.
in a fucking second. That asshole.
Yeah. But
But
the
Saints
Saints
over
and
the
Buccaneers
Niners.
game,
What do you think?
yeah, I think that's fair. I I like that Kamara is getting his touches again. He's
Mm-hmm.
up to I want to say what 23. I think he had 10 catches. Yeah, 10 catches for 47 yards, 13 carries for 75 yards. So that's good that he's getting his touches. I like that they're still giving Latavius his touches too because he had some really good games with Kamara being out.
Yeah,
He
Latavius
had
is nothing to sleep on. The Saints still have a solid two-headed monster in that backfield.
a 1-2 punch. I mean, he only had 10 carries for 27 yards, but those are nice carries still because Latavius is a bigger back and he's gonna bulldoze into some people and just wear and tear on that defense. So
Exactly.
I like what the Saints are doing. Drew Brees is healthy; he's back. Their leader is back. Alvin Kamara, their best playmaker, straight dog. He's back out there. Looks like he's close to 100, as close as he can be.
Closest any
They're
NFL
well, they're
player
well
can be.
balanced. I mean, they have a really balanced team. You never really talk too bad about their defense either.
No, their
They don't have
defense
a
is solid.
yeah. Their
Definitely.
defense isn't going to wow you. I mean, the only players that will wow you is really their cornerback, Lattimore. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than that, no one's really going to stand out, and that's kind of a good thing. When you're not standing out on defense, it's kind of a good thing.
Yep. That Saints defense also, keep in mind, it is Jameis Winston, but that defense forced another 4 interceptions from the famous Jameis Bakery, just putting out turnovers. Real good. Dude,
I don't really
Jameis
count
sucks.
interceptions from Jameis.
He fucking sucks.
He just it's crazy how many games he's done that. I can't.
Admittedly, one was not his fault as it hit the hands of his tight end, went behind the tight end's back, and it was picked off. So that was a bad play. But James is still responsible on his own for 3 interceptions, which is not how you win games.
I just don't understand how he still has a job. I mean, really.
Well, it's because he was number one overall pick. That's the only reason.
Yeah, but I mean, Jamarcus Russell didn't even get that long of a leash. He had
Well, at least
whatever
Jameis
stats,
Winston isn't a total fat fuck like Demarcus was.
yeah, but he still sucks.
Yeah. I'd be willing to bet that Jameis Winston watches more film than Jamarcus Russell. I
It's
know
not
you.
hard to do that.
I know you know that story of him getting the blank tape and not even watching it.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it's not hard to do that. I mean, you just literally have to watch a second of it and before you beat him.
That's what I'm saying. It's bad. Number two team in the NFL, team that did beat the Niners, and a team that's on fire right now is the Seattle Seahawks. They did have a bye week, but they were at number two last week, and I'm keeping them at number two this week. There's the Saint. I still am not 100% sure on the Saints being better than the Seahawks yet, but I am. I would love to see that matchup.
Oh, yeah, no, I like this. I like the Seahawks being here. I really like that addition of Jadeveon Clowney, and even
He's
I
been
feel like
playing out
Onsaw's
of
going to
his
come off.
mind.
I mean, it's really scary the players that they've accumulated on that D line. Ezekiel Onsaw and Jadeveon Clowney are really good players.
Mm-hmm.
They're scary. They're scary players to go up against for offensive linemen. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not looking
wouldn't.
forward
I
to
wouldn't
that
want
much.
to do that. Fuck that.
And Russell Wilson. I mean, goodness, that guy
MVP.
is on another level. Yeah, he's crazy. Metcalf is a phenomenal rookie.
He's been.
Um,
It definitely has been exceeding at least my expectations of him. I wasn't expecting him to be this versatile, but he's been looking good. I will admit that I
it's
was
too bad
wrong
that
on
tight end
Metcalf.
went down for them. What was his name? Disley, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking really nice.
That addition of Josh Gordon was a good pickup for the Seahawks
He's
as
already
well.
been paying dividends. He had a couple big catches against the Niners.
He was He was more of a low risk, high reward kind of guy because they got him for not that much. He didn't put that much fit on the cap, but his upside when that dude's actually playing and not getting suspended by the league, it's he's good.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's got the kind of that freak athleticism.
Hmm.
Did you catch kind of off topic? But did you catch Deion Jordan getting reinstated and he's back in the league and on the Raiders?
I did see that, and I'm not
Got a
surprised that he's
sack
on
at
the
his first
Raiders.
game too.
And speaking of the Raiders, I'm surprised the Raiders probably going to go after that one Dolphins running back that was just cut after beating a pregnant woman. So he's
But that would
probably.
probably be the Chiefs
Oh
territory.
yeah, so he has three teams. He's going to be on the Chiefs, Cowboys, or Raiders. One of those, right?
Definitely not going to be the Raiders. The Raiders have a policy against domestic violence.
Sorry, it's not domestic violence for the Raiders. It's just any other thing that's detrimental to a locker room. Sorry about that.
I'm misinformed. We have very good players on our team.
Vonta's perfect.
Without him,
Uh,
he gets suspended for on-field acts.
Richie Incognito.
It's crazy.
A literal bully. Making rookies pay a
Yeah,
ten
dude,
thousand dollar meal
that guy
tab.
was weird. That guy was quotation marks bullied was a fucking weirdo, and everyone said that.
Yeah, but it
He's one of those
doesn't
guys that deserves to get
doesn't hurt
bullied.
that Richie is a little off in the head. Might have a little of that CTE that Antonio Brown, who also wore the black and silver for a little bit, had.
He was still in his prime back then, so he was probably all amped up and shit all the time.
A little roid rage never hurt,
I
man. But
won't get into all that.
oh boy, that's a whole other issue. Sweet damn. But the number one team is who I had last week, and they remain number one after dismantling the Houston Texans 41-7, and that is the Baltimore Ravens. They had a kind of an easy win when they played the Bungles last week, or 2 weeks ago now. And then everyone thought that this game against the Texans was going to be a lot better than what it was. But you had the Ravens drudging the Texans 41-7. Their defense looking stout as ever. Deshaun Watson couldn't do a damn thing. I think I read something like this is Deshaun Watson's largest margin of defeat since he was in high school.
Yeah, all of his losses have been within one score. I want to say
Yeah.
leading up to that game.
It's kind of crazy. That's one hell of a stat right there. But
Right.
yeah, the
He always
Ravens.
keeps it in the game.
Yeah, he does. Great athlete. Definitely in the MVP conversation. Love Deshaun Watson. Really stupid that Mitch Trubisky picked over him in the draft.
And I can't believe that in retrospect.
Oh man, that was awful. Um, but yeah, big statement win, and there's no reason, in my eyes, that the Ravens are not the team to beat in the NFL right now.
What did I tell you last week?
You said it wasn't going to be as good as the game, or it was going to be more of a blowout.
Oh, I told you I
Something.
wanted to see one more win from the
Mm,
Ravens. I wanted to see one more test that they needed to
that's.
pass.
Did
And
they pass this
my
test?
God, did they pass this test? Like they blew it out of the park. I mean,
That's A
I
plus
couldn't
plus
believe
right
what I
there.
was watching. And I was so happy I came downstairs this on Sunday morning. And the past few weeks it's been pretty shitty football on the morning, so I've had to illegally stream. Shout
Yeah.
out to all you streamers out there.
Fuck paying
The
for
games I
anything.
wanted to watch. But I look on, I want to say it was Channel 13 CBS, and sure enough, Houston versus, Baltimore's on, and
Mm-hmm.
I was pumped, man. That's the way to start the morning right there.
Hell yeah.
Anyway,
Some
I
high octane offense
Lamar
right there.
Jackson, Lamar Jackson is insane. Mark Ingram is a perfect complement to him.
Yes.
His receivers, he has like a little bit of everything out there. I mean, he has Seth Roberts, who's great downfield blocker, really gives you something in the run game.
He has that deep threat,
He has
Marquise
Mark
Brown.
Andrews. The tight end is a phenomenon.
Yep.
He has
He's been a big
Marquise
target for
Hollywood
Lamar.
Brown. Yeah, exactly. Marquise Hollywood Brown is a speedster outside that can take the top off the defense and keep the safeties playing offense or honest.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't forget about Snead either. I mean, Snead's just a solid,
Willie
wily veteran.
Sneed, baby.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And even their other tight end, I want to say Nick Boyle. He's pretty nice too.
Yeah. No, that is a very, very well built Ravens offense with a very good complementary defense on the other side of the football. They're playing great football right now. I don't think anyone expected this. I expected them to win the division, but I did not expect them to be the number one team in the NFL through 11 weeks. But
Yeah,
what can you say, man? So
they
that
they deserve every single accolade they're receiving. They deserve it. I mean, that addition of Marcus Peters made their defense even more uh, fiery.
yep,
It just seems like they're just getting better and better on both sides of the ball each and every week.
so good. They're playing out of their mind.
I
No
really
one
like their
expected
coach too.
this.
Their coach has been around for a
Harbaugh.
while
That
now.
I'm just about to speak on that actually. But wrapping on top five, that is from 5 to 1. You have the Patriots, the Niners, Saints, Seahawks, and Ravens. With my first doubt being the Packers and Vikings right now. Still,